Joseph Parker surprised the world by defeating Deontay Wilder in a stunning upset, prompting Deontay to declare his retirement following the loss.
I don't know what happened, to be honest. My timing was off, and I didn't throw my punches. I didn't let my hands go like I supposed to.
Many experts anticipated Deontay would secure a victory to pave the way for a showdown with Anthony Joshua. However, Joseph Parker dashed those expectations. Speaking about his victory, Joseph acknowledged his respect for Wilder while highlighting the rigorous training that led to his success. He attributed the win to a higher plan, saying, "I have a lot of respect for Wilder, but we trained very hard for this. Everyone had their plans, but this is God's plan. I was in excellent shape, maintained composure, and remained focused. There are always areas to improve, but I secured the win. Merry Christmas to us." Joseph acknowledged Wilder's hits, noting that landing clean shots could have altered the outcome. He emphasized the importance of working with Andy and George, underscoring the significance of maintaining fitness and not letting oneself fall out of shape. Joseph said, "This is an immense moment, and I must say Tyson Fury was the toughest opponent I've ever encountered. His sparring sessions were invaluable to us." Eddie Hearn expressed profound disappointment in Deontay's performance and was disheartened that their plans involving Anthony Joshua were dashed. Hearn said, "While we all had a clear goal in mind, I had mentioned before the fight that I didn't rate Wilder. Joseph executed everything perfectly tonight. Wilder seemed clueless and lost comprehensively, scoring 120, 108 against him. It was evident throughout. He raised his hand to claim victory in front of the referee. But the reality was far from that. This was, in my opinion, the most one-sided heavyweight battle I've witnessed. Wilder lacked power in the latter rounds. This unforeseen outcome has disrupted our plans, but we must continue striving for victory. Was it an upset? Hard to say, but as I've mentioned, this guy hadn't defeated an elite heavyweight before. Regarding AJ's mindset, despite knowing him well, his focus is solely on preparing for Otto Wing. The TV isn't even on in the room. This camp's mood and belief in AJ being the best heavyweight are resolute. However, that's all in the past. Their priority now is winning this upcoming fight. Sean Porter strongly believes that Deontay's absence from the ring significantly contributed to his defeat. According to Sean, Sergio's prediction about the right hand was elementary because of his deep understanding of boxing fundamentals. Porter metaphorically likened Wilder's situation to skipping kindergarten and staying away from the ring for over a year, never returning. Frank Warren sees Joseph Parker positioning himself favorably in the heavyweight landscape, stating that Parker has swiftly placed himself back at the top. Warren inquires about Parker's potential next opponent. Barry Megan opines that Deontay has lost the attributes that were once advantageous for him. Megan asserts that Parker is the clear victor, emphasizing Wilder's awareness of his loss despite his attempt to act otherwise. Wilder, according to Megan, has lost essential elements such as balance, coordination, and punching power, a revelation seen as shocking in the world of showbiz. The Observer sees this fight as a revelation of Deontay's abilities against a formidable opponent like Parker. They express astonishment at the number of Wilder supporters hoping he throws a right hand. Describing the moment when Parker landed a significant right hand that visibly hurt Wilder, they illustrate how Wilder seems disoriented, stumbling against the ropes. Emphasizing the impact of the punch, they describe Wilder's reaction, indicating he was looking around, bewildered, acknowledging something had happened. They comment on Wilder's struggles against Parker's right-hand punches, insisting that if someone continuously avoids the jabs, the fight is essentially over. This fight, according to them, serves as an indicator of Wilder's skill level, positioning Parker as the second-best opponent Wilder has faced. When facing an opponent of such caliber, Jamel Herring observed that while he still saw potential in Wilder, it didn't match the extensive hype surrounding him. Herring questioned the decision to solely rely on Wilder's power, expressing belief in Wilder's ability to land significant punches, but emphasizing the necessity for better setups. Dan Rafael was astounded by Deontay's actions, particularly when Wilder raised his hand at the bell, despite Parker's total domination, leading to a light-hearted comment about Wilder's lack of action and his hand-raising gesture. McGregor conveyed disappointment in Wilder's performance, expressing a desire to witness Wilder's signature backhand and suggesting alterations in the punch trajectory to enhance its effectiveness. McGregor highlighted the need to modify the punch trajectory, suggesting coming from underneath with an uppercut when throwing over the top to improve its impact. Malik Scott consistently emphasized the jab and uppercut technique, emphasizing the importance of utilizing the uppercut from an open space. However, Wilder waited too long to attempt these moves, leading to missed opportunities. Scott observed Wilder's jabbing and movement out of stance, suggesting that in a 12-round fight when trailing in every round, Wilder needed to stand his ground and plant his feet for a stronger stance. Despite the situation, there's recognition that Wilder's mental space was positive, influenced by the recent birth of his child. The speaker expressed contentment at being present for the fight, noting their exposure to heavyweight boxing throughout the year. Referring to Wilder, they humorously mentioned being a heavyweight in the bank but not in the ring, playfully calling themselves a super heavyweight with a powerful backhand. Finally, Carl Frampton commended Joseph Parker for his performance. Before delving into his assessment of Deontay Wilder, Carl remarked on Wilder's composure and technical proficiency, praising Joseph Parker for a fantastic performance. However, he criticized Wilder's showing, describing it as notably lacking urgency throughout the fight, with a sudden surge of urgency in the 12th round that came too late. Notably, one judge didn't award Wilder a single round, and at most, Wilder may have secured 1 or 2 rounds. Carl expressed skepticism about the likelihood of the previously discussed fight between AJ and Wilder, suggesting that Parker has reasserted himself in the heavyweight scene. Lennox Lewis shared a similar sentiment, admitting surprise at the extent of Deontay's underperformance. Lennox expressed surprise at Deontay's performance, noting the widespread anticipation for his trademark right hand, which failed to materialize effectively. He remarked that when it did arrive, it was telegraphed, evident to everyone observing the fight. Lennox highlighted the importance of boxing skill when unable to secure a knockout, something that Deontay failed to execute adequately in this bout. Joseph Parker expressed gratitude toward Tyson Fury for contributing to his success, thanking him for his significant assistance during training. Parker acknowledged Fury's valuable time in England, where they spared together, attributing part of his victory to their joint efforts. Derek Jora and Andy Ruiz conveyed disappointment in Deontay's performance. Andy specifically admitted to hoping for Joseph Parker's victory from the start, expressing initial disappointment in Wilder. Both Jora and Ruiz echoed their disappointment, with Andy admitting to actively rooting for Parker to win, expressing disdain for Wilder's earlier boastful comments. Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker crossed paths backstage and exchanged congratulations on their respective victories. They had a conversation about the fights. Anthony also addressed whether he intended to consider a fight with Deontay, expressing his current stance. He said, "Deontay said a lot about me, things I could easily retaliate against right now. However, I choose to take the higher ground and hope for his comeback. You can achieve anything. Just don't give up. Keep pushing forward, keep striving. If he chooses to return and fight another day, that's up to him. I'm sure there's interest in seeing that fight, or perhaps they prefer to watch me against someone else." Malik Scott also weighed in, acknowledging that Deontay had a rough night, but saw no disgrace in losing to Joseph Parker. It was a tough night at the office. Joseph Parker and Andy Lee executed a fantastic game plan. Parker's positioning was solid. There were a few moments when he was a bit immobile. It appeared that Deontay could maintain patience, use his jab, and capitalize on opportunities, but Parker's positioning remained steady throughout. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned and we will catch you in the next video.